Are you an OCE player? Do you want to be? Me neither, but some things can't be changed. So welcome to the OCE Guide to AD Carry Jhin. Now, many of you will be here thinking, Mr. Forever, everyone knows Jhin is a horrible champion. Even pros like I'm a Cutie Pie can't have good games with him. But that's your error. I'm a Cutie Pie isn't an OCE player, so how can you expect him to play like an OCE player? That's why I've made an OCE guide to Jhin AD Carry, because the only way you can play and master Jhin is to become one with your inner OCE player. For myself, I had to train in the Australian bush for 40 years and fight off not only snakes and spiders, but the notorious boxing kangaroo and the ferocious drop bears which inhabit overhanging branches. But hey, for you, I can make you a deal. A deal to cut your 40 years of training in half. No, not in half. I'll cut it in, let's just say a lot. Because for you, my OCE wannabe friend, I'm going to give you a guide worth 40 years of experience in just 5 minutes. Well, around that. I'm not really sure how long this video will be just yet. I'm kind of just working that out at the moment. But hey, anyway, those of you who just saw my last video of Jhin would know just how strong and powerful this champion is. But for you newcomers, the thing you need to understand about Jhin is that you should take E first. Most people will tell you to take Q or even sometimes W, but the maximum potential for his kit comes from his E, because by taking E first, if you're on the right side of the map, you can grab early experience by stacking your E on the chickens. Once you do that, you can kill the little chickens without being there and even leash your jungler. If you're on the other side, you can take E anyway and place your E around the brush and simply wait for the enemy support to step on them. If your support has a snare like Lux or Morgana, then you can get ridiculous damage off on them from just using your E. Some players often will say Jhin is a terrible AD carry because he can't kite, has low attack speed and no movement speed, making him impossible to kite with. But that's not true. Once you build enough attack speed and crit, you can easily kite any champion at all. In fact, you can literally run circles around them. Now, unfortunately, this advanced technique doesn't create a Janna Q like you would hope, but the effect is pretty much the same. While Janna knocks a champion up, you just rock up in your spinning circle and go, "You wanna get fucking wrecked, mate?" and shoot whatever old mate decided to be a wise idea to mess with an OCE player. After mastering that technique, you're pretty much ready for anything, and can make some absolutely insane plays on Jhin. Once you start making those plays, you'll find everything is starting to look up on your journey to Elo Heaven, and it's pretty much secured now. So you can take this opportunity to research even more quality tips and guides on Jhin. Let's just skip to the interview. So, Jhin, thanks for coming to this interview. I'm a bit nervous this time, but as always, I'll do my best.
You will perform.
Well, thanks, Jhin. That's quite the words of encouragement.
It's so difficult to work under these conditions.
I agree. So, what are your thoughts on this guide so far?
How lovely!
Whoa, that's quite an overpowering response. Could you settle down there a little bit, mate?
My talent justifies all actions.
Why, that may be the case. You're just acting a bit too enthusiastic for our interview.
My critics are usually short-lived.
Is that a threat?
An icon doesn't have to explain himself.
Look, Jhin, I just want to do a decent interview of you. Am I really asking for that much?
The face of your killer is identical to mine.
Right. Well, if that's the way you're going to be, then we just won't do the interview.
1.
What?
2.
Why are you counting?
3.
Wait, don't tell me you're going to...
4.
For fuck's sake.
It is only when the gun fires that I am alive.
Now, how do you win lane as Jhin? Well, that's an interesting question, because the fact is, you probably won't. In fact, you probably won't win a game, but that's not what it means to be an OCE player. What it means to be an OCE player is to stand above the defeats, to tell your teammates to believe in themselves, to tell your friend Steve on League to stop meeting up with your wife at the bowling club. This is what it means to be an OCE player, to not let any defeat faze you and to fight on to the end. And eventually, after thousands of games on Jhin, you might just win.
I can't see.
Oh, I got this! No, that's mine! Oh, fuck, that's not mine. Fuck, he's killed me.
Out of nowhere.
No!
Why does Malphite do so much damage? It's not fair. He only has damage items, but he's so tanky.
Fucking die!
I was distracted.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming.